Straight ahead on CCX News, plans in Brooklyn Center to fix an intersection deemed one of the most dangerous in the state. Plus, a new development project proposed in Maple Grove. It's one that could bring in new, higher-paying jobs. But first, residents spill into New Hope City Hall to once again talk about the future of the city's pool. What the city plans to do next. CCX News starts right now. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. In New Hope, plans for a new city swimming pool are going to get another look by a citizens committee.
And those concerned about the size of that new pool will get another chance to be heard. This comes as City Council moves plans forward to build a new city hall and police station. As new renderings of a combined new police station and city hall were unveiled, details like the configuration of council chambers, underground parking for police cars, and an indoor hallway connecting police and city hall were approved. It's an $18 million project which will double the space for police from the current 50-year-old building.
This building is inadequate as far as its general safety goes. The shooting we had in City Hall 2 years ago taught us a valuable lesson in how inadequate this building is as far as modern safety.
Then there's the question of a swimming pool. The City Hall project impacts swimmers because the new complex will be built where the current pool is located. So what will a new pool look like? Swim clubs are pushing for an Olympic-length 50-meter pool like the old one. A citizens committee discarded that idea in favor of a smaller pool because of the cost. Others argued for it.
This pool is a gem. It's a 50-meter pool. We don't have many 50-meter pools.
Please consider, before taking a vote, hearing our voices, more of our voices.
There was disappointment when time ran out for other speakers.
Pardon me? There are many more people here who have other opinions that are really valuable. Can you please let them continue to talk?
But Mayor Hempkins says city officials do want to hear that input, and they're working on a listening session in early October.
Most of the people that were there didn't get a chance to express their opinion. And we really want that opinion, and we really want that feedback. It's just that wasn't the right venue to do that. And of course, they left very frustrated.
The pool question, including a 50-meter pool, will also be back before a citizens committee for reconsideration.
So they had looked at the 50-meter in the beginning and rejected that because it didn't fit within the budget. We've asked them to bring it back and look at it again and present those three options to us one more time so we can look at it.
And the city has until March to make a decision on the swimming pool. A new pool complex is budgeted at $8.5 million.
A 17-year-old from Minneapolis has been charged with felony manslaughter for his role in the death of one of his close friends at a Crystal gas station over the weekend. According to the criminal complaint, the 17-year-old met up with Havion Wesley of Brooklyn Park at the Crystal Super America on West Broadway Saturday night. Investigators say both were carrying guns. At one point, the two decided to switch guns, and during the exchange, one of the guns went off, hitting Wesley in the chest. A friend then drove Wesley to North Memorial, where he died. The juvenile charged in his death stated that they were both drunk at the time of the incident. Investigators say the juvenile has gang affiliations and is on probation for a weapons offense. He had just been released from home monitoring the morning of the shooting. In other news, get ready for more growth in Maple Grove.
Except this won't be residential or retail. It'll be another kind. We get more from Eric Nelson.
It's great that we finally have another project coming to town. I know that that area has sort of languished since the recession of 10, 15 years ago now.
A grass field in Maple Grove could soon morph into a business complex.
It's really 4 buildings that are 250,000 square feet apiece, that are sort of in a rectangular area with sort of the concentrated parking inside of the 4 buildings.
Duke Realty sees opportunity and profit in this patch of land.
Duke is a big name developer that is a nationwide developer of commercial office and warehouse space,
which is located just east of Lowe's and the fountains of Arbor Lakes and south of the gravel mining area. The new development will have an emphasis on med tech companies.
Whether it's a medical technical business or an office campus for a company to our city, those are usually fairly high-paying jobs that provide a great source of not only employment in the city, but helps bolster the housing and the retail markets as well.
Of course, location, location, location is a huge key in all of this. Access to major interstates makes this area even more desirable.
The reason why the land is so coveted by businesses is because it's sort of within that 494, 694 loop in the metropolitan area.
This land is ripe for development thanks to tax increment financing, otherwise known as TIF. That was approved by the state legislature earlier this year.
That's making this type of project possible. Part of the problem we have in the gravel mining areas, our assessments and our costs for development there are higher than normal because of the land and the way it has to be done.
In Maple Grove, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
There's been no final approval on the project. That could happen in October or November.
Brooklyn Center is trying to close the funding gap on a major project to fix a dangerous intersection. Highway 252 at 66th Avenue has been identified as one of the most dangerous in the state. The city is working on plans to turn it into a freeway interchange. It's expected to cost $35 million. City officials are applying for 2 economic development grants from the state that could add up to close to $11 million. At the same time, Brooklyn Park and Brooklyn Center are planning informational sessions for the public next week on plans to convert Highway 252 to a full freeway. The first open house is planned in Brooklyn Park on Wednesday at Discover Church. That's on 81st Avenue. The second is in Brooklyn Center at the Community Center on Thursday. Both meetings starting at 5:30.
In Robbinsdale, the City Council is moving forward on a proposal that would designate that city as welcoming to immigrants and refugees. The so-called Welcoming City Resolution is being spearheaded by Robbinsdale's Human Rights Commission. It's in response to policy shifts at the federal government level, and it basically states that the Robbinsdale City Council encourages its police department to focus on the safety and security of all its residents, regardless of immigration status.
So it's just making them, residents know that their city council, their leaders are, want to make sure they're welcome. There's not going to be any issues where they're going to be asked their immigration status, and just have that uncomfortable, uneasy feeling of, is something going to happen? So it's just making, people know that regardless of, your background and where you're from, we want you to be happy, feel safe, and know that you're welcome.
The council will make a decision on the designation later this fall. This past winter, the Brooklyn Park City Council approved a similar measure.
The city of Brooklyn Park is teaming up with Hamline University in a first-of-its-kind initiative aimed at getting more people involved in local government. The program is called Community Assemblies, and through a series of talks, political experts will educate and empower residents to get a better understanding of how the government works. Hamline University is looking for a diverse group to participate in the program.
And it'll be approximately 50 residents from Brooklyn Park will come together. There'll be some education, some training, but mostly a lot of talking and listening to one another as they start to come up with their own ideas in terms of, again, what they would like to see in terms of what their local government would look like.
The community assemblies take place in late November, early December, and will run for 8 days. Participants will get paid $1,200. Still ahead on CCX News, enjoying the state fair without breaking the budget. We have a cost-effective game plan coming up next.
Plus, a former Brooklyn Center player takes over as the Centaurs football coach this season. We'll have a season preview.
But first, cooler on Thursday, partly sunny and 70s. We'll be right back.
Nice weather has meant big crowds at this year's Minnesota State Fair.
And if you plan to be part of the fun, there are a few ways to save money while you're there. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains in today's Money Savers.
Make no bones about it. Fun at the fair can often hit your wallet hard.
The fair is expensive, but it's a lot of fun.
Gianna Kordatsky with the money-saving website Family Fun Twin Cities knows that all too well. We met up with her family at the state fair to see how they save money while having fun.
You really do need to have a game plan.
Gianna says if you have little ones, stick to the northern end of the fairgrounds to get the best bang for your buck. It's home to free games and activities like Alphabet Forest, the Giant Sandbox, math on a stick, and more.
You don't have to stay in this block. You can go to the National Guard, you can go to the Boy Scout Summit, you can go to the Eco Experience.
There are also several free games offered at many fair exhibits, like here at the Fine Arts Museum. Find the clues and you can become a detective.
And there's all kinds of things to see, like my son wants to see the biggest pig and the chickens and the bunnies and, you know, like those kinds of things.
So seek out the exhibits and learning opportunities. Then, like with any financial decision, make a list of what you want to do so you have priorities guiding where you want to spend your money.
I have a list full of things that I want to try this year, and they're not necessarily, they're not have to tries, but things I don't want to miss.
Plan your visit in the morning to beat the crowds and take advantage of early bird specials offered on the Kidway.
Most mornings they have like some sort of a discount.
With the right mindset, you can have a great fair experience and save money too.
When I look around and see, oh, that has a little bit of a fee to it, I'm like, it's free. There's other free things. I don't need to do that.
At the State Fair, Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
Another fair secret to save money is by grabbing a deals, drawings, and giveaways guide at an informational booth. It outlines hidden deals at the State Fair. Still ahead, a global art exhibit is set to make its first United States stop in Golden Valley. We'll have the details coming up.
But first, Champlin Park and Brooklyn Center battle in boys and girls soccer. John Jacobson has the highlights coming up in sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Park Center and Champlin Park boys soccer team each had strong seasons last fall, but we're looking for their first wins of the 2017 season as the Pirates travel to Champlin Park. Park Center gets on the board. Caleb Love scores on a penalty kick after a handball by a Rebels defender. Late in the first half, Justin Nacklin's long throw-in bounces to Gabriel Yanka for the header. Despite being outplayed in the first half, Park Center leads it 2-0. But Champlin Park doesn't fold. Ahmed Ewell gets enough room to drill the shot just inside the post. Rebels pull within 2-1. With about 14 minutes remaining, Fidel Cabor dribbles free and scores the tying goal for Champlin Park. Rebels co-captain Cabor has a great game, and this game goes to overtime. And watch this beauty coming up. Cabor crosses it to Drew Collins for the diving header to give Champlin Park a 3-2 lead. They had one more. They rallied for a 4-2 win over Park Center. In the girls' game, Park Center looking to win against the Champlin Park team that beat them twice last year, and it starts well enough for the Pirates. Megan DuBois getting past the defender and slides a shot in just 45 seconds into the match to put Park Center on top. Rebels tied up here. Alex Lotz creates space for herself. Her shot deflects off of the keeper and in, and it's 1-1, and it remains that way the rest of the first half. Second half, with under 29 minutes to play, Amber Nichols with the shot on net. Lotz is there to knock the rebound home when the Rebels take a 2-1 lead. And they don't stop scoring. A beautiful header goal by sophomore Grace Marshallek. Worth another look. Megan Carlson gets the assist with a great cross on that goal. That makes it 3-1. Carlson will get another assist just 2 minutes later, sending a pass to Alexa Grimm, who shoots and scores. Champlin Park adds 2 more goals before it's over. The Rebels win for the first time this season, beating Park Center 6-1. Brooklyn Center's football team has a lot of players back and a new coaching staff this fall. Here's Jay Wilcox with more in today's training camp report.
A visitor from the Glory Days greeted the Centaurs at practice Monday. Former longtime head coach Warren Olson, who coached BC to a state title in the first ever Prep Bowl in 1982.
It's nice seeing that because it shows like what the history was like, and it makes us feel like, oh, we're trying to get back to where they was, and we know that BC been there before. It make us feel like, why can't we do it?
This fall, Brooklyn Center graduate John Licciardi takes over as Centaurs head coach. He was an assistant at Bloomington Kennedy and then at Osseo for the past 6 seasons and played on BC's last conference championship team in 1998.
I'm very excited. The one thing that I've kind of waited for, to be honest, I had some inquiries when I was at Kennedy and then I went to Osseo. There were some coaching changes going on, so I inquired, but don't think I was ready. But I believe with the last 9 years of coaching football, I've had some great mentors that have prepared me.
It's hard like any other team adjusting to a new coach, but Licciardi, he got us. We know he could lead us to the promised land, and the spirit just feels different this year. I feel it.
At first, it was hard to like get used to like switching coaches for my senior year. I wasn't a big fan of the idea, but so far it turned out nice, and I'm liking it.
The numbers are up to about 45 athletes out this fall, and a lot of varsity players return. Quarterback defensive back Davia Gabor is a leader, along with co-captain DeMarcus Glover, an offensive lineman and linebacker. Wide receiver safety Charles Wiley. Running back linebacker Brandon Johnson. And linebacker wide receiver Junior Kai are athletic playmakers. There's plenty of optimism that the Centaurs can build on the 4 wins they had last fall.
Yeah, practice has been real clean. This year we have the most players I ever came out for football ever, and I'm just excited to get started with all these new brothers and all these new guys just to take on Edison and beat them.
We're growing and the buzz is out there. The kids are excited. It's just about bringing them together.
Brooklyn Center has possibilities this season. We'll see if they can put it all together. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
The Centaurs won 4 games, including a playoff game last season. They do have 7 starters returning on each side of the ball. Brooklyn Center opens Thursday at Minneapolis Edison. That's a season opener for a lot of teams. Mike and Alex, our season opener Thursday night on CCX Live. Osseo at Maple Grove at 7 o'clock. Back to you.
All right, looking forward to it, John. Thank you. It's got to be inspiring to have a player back as a coach.
That's right, that had success there.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming up, details on a world touring art show that's coming to Golden Valley.
The exhibit based on an award-winning book when we come back.
Well, finally, an art exhibit displayed around the world is coming to Golden Valley.
And Golden Valley happens to be the first stop as it makes its way around the United States. The exhibit is called Families of Planet Earth. It's based on an award-winning book that documents the diversity of families from more than 150 countries, everywhere from Europe to Africa to the Americas to Asia and Australia. The photographs are meant to create awareness and understanding of different cultures. Families of Planet Earth will be on display beginning December 1st with photographs displayed at both Brookview Community Center and Golden Valley City Hall. Kind of neat to see those snapshots.
Really cool pictures, and kind of gives you a togetherness feeling of we're on planet Earth together.
That's exactly right.
That is it.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
We will see you back here again Thursday starting at 4.